I will not be late because I'm going to start the show at 10:10. So technically, you're just going to have less time to watch the update. So is that really late? I don't know. Technically, I'll be early, man. I might come in at 10:08 and blast your socks off. You guys have no idea what's going on. Stop thinking you know what's going to happen because you don't have a clue. The future's coming at you, and it's coming at you fast. You better get ready. I've been time traveling. I've been there, back and forth, baby. I just came back to help you. Come on, man. I didn't even have to do this. I risked my life when I went through that simulator. I didn't even have to do this, but I did it because I love you. And I know we can make a change. If I can get as many people into Bitcoin, because, see, what happened in the future was not many people got in. And I knew if I could start a channel to get more people in, so I went back in time to save each and every one of you. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Is this thing on? Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here on this beautiful Tuesday. I'm like, what the heck day it is, right? After a while, you start forgetting, mixed into these summer days. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in on this beautiful Tuesday. It is July 23rd, and Bitcoin has been all over the place. It's been up, it's been down, it's been up, it's been back down, it's been back up again. Right now, 66,420 for BTC. We're going to take a look at what's happening into the charts. We're going to break it down for you like we do every single day. How you doing? How's your mom, your dad, your aunt, your uncle, your grandma, everyone in your family? Hope you're having a wonderful day. Thank you so much for sharing your most precious asset with me, and that is your time. Let's jump on into the charts. Let's get the music back up and running, shall we? Let's keep it going. And I'm just excited to share this moment in time with you. All right? I was telling everyone, I came back in time just for this. And, time is still what it is, no matter how you go back to it. Remember that, all right? By what has been unburdened from before. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Appreciate each and every one of you. I could not take 4 years of that. I'll tell you that. That would be insanity. I would probably pull my hair up. But who knows? I'll always be in a good mood because I'll always be in a good mood, in control of my mood, man. Amen. You're in control. Remember that. You must always stay and remain in control. No matter what, you are in control. May God bless everybody here on this beautiful day. Let's take a look at BOOKMAP. BOOKMAP suggesting that we have a chunk of liquidity below us. We've tapped it a few times. We went to 60,060, but we bounced again. And we got a bunch of liquidity all the way down to 65,200, really, is where it tends to want to take us. 65,273 for BTC. I've been short since last night. We're going to talk about why that is. We're going to break it down. And, what I've been doing now is I've been keeping a trade open or getting ready. See, I had a long in case, what if the 1 minute does break this 200 SMA? You see? Then my signal will flash. So I'm smartly have a short open on MEXC, but I have the long ready to go on WEEX. You see what I'm saying? So if for any reason something changes, I don't have to think twice about it. And in case it's on two different exchanges, you know how that could be. It might, or the same exchange, you never. And I don't want to mess with orders and such. So bang, I could execute here. So I put some money over to WEEX. And when WEEX is at the right place, I set my leverage to 77. I put all my parameters correctly to the take profit, the stop loss. And if we get above this 200 SMA, I will execute on the move, you see? And the trade's already set up for me to liquidity. Exactly how I want it to be. And yeah, so I think that's a smart move. So now I'm hedged just in case. It has some Adam and Eve vibes, right? If you take a look at this, and I just take in what the market's given me, got a bit of almost an Adam and Eve there that could break to the upside, and it's starting to do that flag with the 21 coming into price action. Bit of a bullish divergence also occurred here as this swings to the downside. While this swings to the upside, that's a bullish divvy, which is a liquidation event. All right. And there you have it. So that's the WEEX exchange. I absolutely like it. Just I can move my stop loss. It basically, there's no difference between MEXC and WEEX. I don't see a difference right now. Well, I'll keep telling you if there is, but now the only thing at the Futures Zone, they had Futures Pro and Futures. Futures Pro just offers you a little higher leverage on certain coins, and I think some more pairs that you can't get on Futures. I think that's just all it is. So yeah, but you have to the money comes from in different places. Like if you have Futures and Futures Pro, it's not in Futures. All right. Anyway, so I'm looking for this to crack the 200 SMA here so we can pull along. It's looking like we may get it as we bounce numerous times. While I still have a small head short that's not amazing, sitting on price action, 66,640 for Bitcoin. And let's talk about it. Solana slumping, everything kind of getting that pullback. As expected last night, I said, watch the market. When I tell you Bitcoin's going to pull back, the whole market is likely going to pull back, and that's something that you got to have to take into account. It is what it is. It happens. All right. Sad to say. I don't want it to happen, but it does. All right. So, shout out to Jones Meadow and Winded. One of my favorite tracks of the game. Keeping it real with the lifers. All right. So here we go. Why was I short? Well, we lost the 200 SMA on the 1 minute time frame. I know that's a no-go. That usually means it's over for at least a little while. And people say, but the 1 minute is just noise. It's too small. The whales, that doesn't tell you what to do. You got to look at the daily and the weekly. but it's just not the case. Bitcoin getting the pump. Let's go back to the WEEX and see here. It is above the 200. That's when I would have to take the trade no matter what. Even if I lose, I have to take the trade. You see? I have no choice but to take the trade. So, bang, there's my limit order. Oh, so I limited it in, which I usually don't do. Now you got to redo it if you mark it usually. Yeah, that's the only thing. Oh, no. 67,631. See how good this is on the fly. 66,323. We're going full port at 77. Our liquidation is 65. Our stop loss is above. We'll take it. That's a long signal there. That's when I would definitely close a short. You don't want to stay into short if you're long. Even if that slumps and goes back down, I do not care. I take this signal every single time. All right? If it fails me, so be it. It paid me more than it failed me. You see what I'm saying? So. Bang. Anyway, and I was smart enough to hedge my short small. I'm down $18, so I'm not like giving back my gains from last week. Super excited about that. We made massive gains last week, and I'm just watching the market very, very closely. I didn't even do my top-down analysis. I just jumped into a trade immediately here. But that's my signal, baby. We should hold that yellow line and see what happens here. As that cooks, let's go see what's happening to BTC and why I believe we're likely going short in the long term, even if we do scalp this quick short, this quick long scalp to the upside or in the next few days. Okay, moving forward, let's take a look at BTC USDT, and we're going to go all the way out to even the monthly chart here and take a look at the monthly. All right, we're going to get rid of the moving averages. You double click the sidebar and you should get exactly what you need. We don't even need the ticker on the side here. And it's a battle right now at the 200 MA for BTC. It really is. And I'm basically schlong for the first time, one of the first times in my life. I'm short long. We'll see what happens. I'll pull one off if we get a bigger move above the 200, right? So the monthly, look, clean support on the monthly at 60,000. Suggests that we may never go lower than that. Also, see how the Stokes are starting to turn even a little bit up here? It's a pretty good sign. And the monthly is in a bull flag. Now, the thing is, does the monthly have to come to the 21? Honestly, that would be very bullish if it did. Could we go sideways for 1, 2, maybe 3 more months? Which would be August, September, and all October. And then October, we would pump. Continuing November and December out of the flag to the upside. I mean, we've traded this many, many times. It would make sense. Otherwise, we would take off from here and drag that 21. Eventually, the monthly would have to come back to the 21, as you should say. Every single time frame does it. And that's the pain of trading. Most people don't want to understand these concepts. So as a trade expands and gets better, all right? And so, look, we may be winning this trade here on the bounce. And I do it blindly because it pays. You see? If I win this trade, you'll be like, this guy has stones of steel. Stones is the best way to say it now. That's my new way. The guy's got stones, man. He's got stones of steel. The Stokes are high. He still ripped it like Cal Ripken. What's up with this man? He's insane. My first gain ever on my first trade ever. And let's hopefully my first trade ever can be a green one on WEEX. I like the WEEX platform. I like the way it looks. I like the way it feels. Look, stop loss could be dragged easily with the confirmation window. I can click it too and say no more reminders if I don't want them, because it's kind of like, you know, I get it. It's nice for the confirmation though too. I go back and forth on that. You know what I mean? Because you want to know for sure that it happened. You know, just an extra click may be the best thing for your mindset. And then the same thing up at top, you can drag the profit down to, or move it up, or do whatever makes you happy. Hit confirm. It's clean. It's easy to see. Position up there. Look, we're up a nice 4.5% on the ROI, first time ever. The margin ratio, liquidation price, mark price, average entry, position. It's all there. It's all clean. Okay? Cross combined. I wanted to be isolated. Watch that. Remember, it's a little, you know, we can change that after the fact. But wow, I mean, the confirmation of the bot, and the bot should pump this price to the upside. I don't know why it happens like this. I just know that it does. You just have to have the guts to pull the trigger, right? Also, WEEX is really close to one of my managers. If you don't like something or you do like something, tell us in the Discord. We're in relation. They'll tell them, and they've been like, they're willing to tweak and make it awesome. I mean, look at us pumping to the upside here, up a beautiful 13% on the move here to the upside, right? And again, I'm on a new exchange. It's a little different. You got to get your feet wet, right? I'm very comfortable where I'm at, but it's nice. All right, this is nice. And just so if you're in a place where it didn't work out for whatever reason on MEXC, WEEX is your alternative and has basically everything popping. Some of the same people that worked over there are over here. So there's a community of people that are there. And look at this massive short squeeze every single time I go live. It's absolutely weird how whenever I show up, and it's when I show up like 10:10, who cares? I'm sick of talking about myself, but how do I do it without talking about the show? I don't know, but I guess a guy in a coat shows up every day, some dude, and when he talks about the charts, it tends to be a short squeeze almost every single time he's live. It's a Saturday night, Sunday night, it depends whenever it is that the guy is live all the time. So same thing we used to do, like, can you shave the stop? Yeah, you can, and then hit confirm, and then boom. Now you sit there and you ride, right? You put your stop into profit, and you take what the market gives you. If you get more, so be it. If you don't, okay. It's your first trade of the day, and you get to move on. You do that 10 times, you make 250, or 5 times, depending. Looks like we'll likely get stopped out on this. It's high. It is what it is. If we don't, I'll be pleasantly surprised, right? But bang, and now look, we are a little away from the 21. And now the old school idea here, back, and we can do it everywhere. And look, I'm using the 21, the stochastics. And now we want to delete everything, all right, of course. And then we want to say, okay, well, price action now has to come back to the 21-day moving average. You get it? So we need that move now. Hit control to grab another one, right? So you don't have to think. Hit control to grab this one, if you need to. This is getting in the way a little bit. A couple things annoy me, but we'll work through it. That's me, but it's the same setup. I compacted that on purpose. But look, now you're going to come back to the 21. If you can touch the 21, right, and not lose the 200 SMA, then you have your next trade. You get it? Because above the 200 is bullish, and touching the 21 is a catalyst. And guys, we've shown this to you day in and day out for years now. I've done this for years. I've been doing this stuff for years. People that have followed me, like, the guy does the same thing every single day, constantly, Anyway, we're going to do our top-down analysis, but we just jumped in hot right here, right off the bat, just to show you how nice and sweet this WEEX exchange is and how beautiful it is. All right. And we do have an awesome campaign for WEEX right now, which is going for 25 more days. Jump on in, and you can claim a bonus. And also, the fees are higher, but not for my link. So you can really probably get the best amount of the least fees here by using my link. I'm telling you, they hooked it up. They said, wow, that's a good way to leverage your community and also give ourselves some love. And pretty smart idea for them if you think about it. And so they decided to do the right thing. And I think that's for one of the first times I've seen an exchange really do that too. So check out WEEX. You may absolutely love it. It may be your new favorite exchange, the WEEX exchange, WEEX.com. All right. And I don't shill anything that I don't use. If I'm using it, I talk about it. That's it. Just like a guy that, it's what I use. Thinking of maybe, dang, it looks like this is going to pump right now and just continue the squeeze to the upside. Yep, there it goes. I missed the entry on that, though. 66,349. I don't like the chase as crazy as it is. But dang, that was the pump right there, right out the flag. Likely we're going to come back to the 21 at one point. We don't have to chase, but that's a nice short squeeze to the upside. 66,820. And there you have it. for Bitcoin. And again, just going in when the 21 closes, when the price closes above the 200 and letting it go. You know, I'm more cautious because I've seen the market turn in a second. All right, in a second. Again, now we're going to gap for the 21. We're going to push up, push up, push up, maybe pump. We don't know exactly how far, but eventually we will come back to the 21 yet again, and that will win. And that's when I can start to kind of build the next trade. All right, so I'm just always trying to be slightly ahead of myself, and this may never happen. This may be in vain. I may do all this and I may never have to, it may never happen, right? And I try to just use whatever numbers are already on the board to save space, you know, 858 right there. That moves it to 66612, right? And there you have, you're still 9 for 31, 25 for 84, right? And about 80. Remember, we wanted to be at an isolated, separated. The separate mode for the current trading is temporarily suspended. Combine, isolated, combine. Orders in the same direction, long or sell under the same trading pair will be combined. Okay, that's all right. I get it. Oh, but they let you separate your, see that? It looks like you're going to be able to make separate trades when that is established. Right now it's not, but it says you can. That will be one up. Something that you can't do right now on any exchange right now, right? I always have to do 2 trades, but what if you could open up a short, a long, and the trades would not combine themselves? They would act as different trades. I would appreciate that. And it looks like that's going to be coming to the WEEX exchange. That's going to be one up as well. Anyway, let's break down BTC. Again, breaking above the 200 SMA, I open up a long. Look how we pumped to the upside beautifully. If you've taken that call with me, you made some gains. Again, I didn't make huge gains, but I'm showing you a system that works time and time again. And I'm telling you, I do on the 8-hour, daily, all different time frames, and I made boatloads of money using this exact strategy. All right. Wow, we might go back to 67,000 here, which is a pretty big deal for BTC. Wow. And who could forget my baby MEXC? You know what I mean? Feel like I'm cheating on my baby, my sweetie. But 0%, there's still the lowest fees in the game. You can't beat them. And I still love trading spot on MEXC, and I still have futures trades on MEXC. Like, you know, MEXC is my home, baby. But I always like to have a pivot point, and you never know. You might have to pivot at one point. It's good to have a backup, and there's some people that need it. So I understand the need for the backup, and we appreciate that, right? So do we get a bounce here on the bigger time frame? Does Bitcoin start to make a turn here back to the upside, or is this just lackluster, like a false move Monday type of thing? What is really happening here for Bitcoin? You know, again, we're going to make a flag back to the 21-day moving average. But just like yesterday, we traded a very similar flag like this yesterday on the 5-minute time frame. It was a cup and handle that looked very similar to this. And it's funny, the Adam and Eve that we talked about seemed to have played out there. Adam and Eve double bottom to the upside. Pretty strange, right? Adam and Eve, you see what it was? It's a triangle and a semicircle. It's called them an Adam and Eve double bottom. All right. Funny, I was on Trading Wars one day, remember, and nobody knew what it was. I just thought everybody, I guess I'm so deep into technical analysis, I know so many things, but I figured everyone was going, oh yeah, we know what that is. And people are like, Adam and Eve, huh? But you'll learn with me, and you guys teach me, and we teach each other together by being here every single day, by being, you know, I don't want them to split the trades, to be honest. Why? MEXC not available in the UK, but WEEX is definitely the replacement. Amen. It's Tuesday. We are witnessing the passage of time. Sam, take a look at the 1 hour and the 21 MA. We're below it right now. We need to flip back above that. Pretty ugly times, right, for that. That doesn't look good. But here we stand. And again, the 5-minute could be our guide. If the 5-minute, like yesterday, when the 5-minute broke to 200, it was the trade of trades. It really was. It was a beautiful trade, and it banged. It banged. So this is the trade that I'm looking at here now on the 5-minute for MEXC. Do you predict the 200 SMA? You might make a flag first of the 1 minute for entry, right? Which is cool. You could take that if you want. It's higher risk. I like my 200s. My 200 passes are just like insanity. Same thing though, you can see nothing really changes here. 68,244, WEEX, you know, exactly a very similar experience. 66,697. And wow, we're starting to get some movement there. Showing signs of some bullishness here. The volatility has been, you know, good for trading, crazy for beginners. If you're a beginner trader, you're like, what is going on? But if you have a system, you stick to it, you don't get too crazy, it makes sense. 268 for 2,000. That's a 10-to-1 risk reward ratio. I don't know. Right now, it's, oh yeah, I guess it is if I go lower. So if I were to make the trade, if I were to front run it, which is very risky, you don't risk a lot for way more. You could risk like, you know, you could only go down to $26 for $200, right? Risk $58 for $580, right? You start hitting trades like that, I mean, it's amazing, right? You don't risk a lot to gain a lot. High risk, though, you could easily just get this hit rejected by the 200 and then dump. So when you pull that trigger, you got to ask yourself, am I ready to handle the loss, right? And just walk away. You got to tell yourself you're already lost. It is what it is. See, now the risk goes higher as we get further away from entry. This is a big deal here. Yesterday, when we cracked this, it was this cup and handle. This was the flag I showed you. The second we cracked it, we got a massive trade. And that was the best trade of the day, right there. It was a really beautiful trade. Perfect entry, hit the target. I said it. Left my house, came back. When I came to my house, the screen had the trade hit. You know what I mean? Like I had hit it was crazy. It was like gains. Came home to gains. A gains factory going in the house while I'm out, you know, and that's what should be happening if you're setting it up correctly and you're doing what you're supposed to be doing and you're staying in the pocket. We are going to get to the Bitcoin long-term and short-term update, and, you know, I'm just feeling it right now with what's happening for BTC. I feel like I should be bigger. I look like it wants to hit that 67,000. Yeah, it's about to go. It's cracking the candle now above the 200, right? Now this is it. We either get the nasty resistance drop or we break out and the bots eat alive and we continue to pump. Wow, nice flag there. Just a quick little flag, but almost bearish divvying away. Monster though. So right now resistance at the 200 SMA, you can see. Let's get that candle close above it. We have 47 seconds to close above this yellow line. Oh, so important. Woo, remember my call on Cal. Made 8K off it. God bless you, man. Crypto Lifer, it's my birthday today. Epic Tech AI, I love you, man. Happy birthday, my brother. Thank you for being here. And Tuesday, our favorite day to trade, where we do get the follow through. We had the divergence. Can we get the move to the upside? Zeno, deploy the bots ASAP, right? Stas, they are ready. Sam, is there a place, Dayton, Top, and Asheville, we could meet you? I'm going to be there, and sure, many other family members will be too. Yeah, I started a Telegram group in the trading group. So you'd have to join the trading group in order to meet me. You know, it's kind of crazy. That's weird, right? And maybe not. I don't want to say that, but it makes me know that, like, you know, it gives me a little sense of security in a way. Thank you, Sam. It's so unpayable knowledge, the information. Yeah. You're a nice guy. You're a nice guy. Thank you. Bears, that's what you get. Again, right now we got to break above this 200, so we closed above it. Well, we closed right at it. Isn't that crazy how it... If you didn't know how to use the 200, you'd be like, why did we close there? You'd just be like, oh, it was supportive resistance, which it may have been. That is your resistance right there, which is, you know, uncanny. But also, there's your 200 sitting right there saying, no, thou shalt not pass. Sam, this is really fun to watch you trade live on the 1 minute. This is what people need, and your channel will get massive if you do this a lot. What us traders desire and need. I'm attempting to show you exactly the mind of a trader. This is the things I never seen in my life. No one ever showed me. I was never able to get into the head of a trader. It was just like, oh, we do this, then we do that. And I'm like, but why? I'm up now. Did you take the trade? And I'm like, but why? You know what I mean? How come? What's happening, right? So there's the signal that I have to take every single time I see it. Okay? And maybe we could win our second trade on WEEX in a row. Remember, we already did win one trade. It wasn't amazing, but we did win the trade. The bots are supposed to pick up on this massively and pump it to the upside. Hard to manage two trades at the same time, all right? If anyone could do it, it could be me. Short squeeze to 67,120. And there we get a massive pump to the upside there for Bitcoin. Beautiful move. And again, that all started when we won the 200 on the 1 minute time frame. You get it? That initial trade I just stayed in would have continued to clean up. Some of you may still be in that initial trade. I'm just more cautious. I'm also live streaming, so I want to take gains as cautious as I need to be, you know? Nice pump above the 200 follow through there. And now we're up again, another 5 beans. 2 trades in a row, sitting there staring at them. One's up 15, one's up 5. I got 2 trades. I'm looking at them like this. I'm juggling 2 trades at the same time. I'm 2 exchanges. I'm out of my mind over here. And we're getting a continuation move here to the upside. Shaving stop losses, moving the stop loss to break even on MEXC so I can watch one trade at one time. This trade is doing well. We're up $69 on the trade, $58 on the trade, pumping here, 13, 15 on this one. The bigger trade here up $60. And now we got to start, I like to start to milk because I just do this 10 times a day to make $600 a day. It's really simple to me. And so now I'm milking this one, 86, right? And again, we show you this all the time, how it happens. Oh, okay, we got pinned out. I didn't get to move it fast enough. But that one's off the table. Now we can move on and keep this one on. Pay attention to this one. Move the stop loss to break even on this one too. You don't want to lose. It's all about keeping the money in connection. All right. And you know, I need a challenge in my life, man. It's too easy to do just one. We got to do 2 now. You know what I mean? And I should have been able to, but you know, I would have been able to ride 2 at the same time. But now I'm still in 1 and I get to rock 1, and let's see how it happens if this one continues. The worst thing that can happen is I lose, I break even, right? Even bring it into profit just a little bit more. Be ready to hit that confirm button quickly. Let's see if you can move up and hit the confirm button by hitting enter just to see if it's faster. You cannot. You have to go over and hit it. All right. Maybe I can hit enter on the other side, you know, on the keyboard side. Nope. All right. Would be nice if you could hit enter there, if we could tell them that, because then you could be on the keyboard, just bang and enter, right? Remember, my last trade was the guy that got out early. Here's the guy that stayed in the trade. They're 2 different people. One dude already took his money. One guy's now bugging out. Should I, woulda, coulda, woulda, woulda. You know? Huge spike to the upside. We expected the follow through based off the 200 MA come, you know, blast off. And I teach you guys this every single day. I wait for the one signal, trade it. Wait for it again, trade it. Wait for it again, trade it. All right. You can deactivate the remaining. So I know that, but I like to keep it too, though. You know what I mean? It was kind of a little bit of both. All right. But dude, I'll be 2 for 2 on my WEEX trades. Just dipping my toes in. You know what I mean? And you never know. This could turn into a monster trade. And let's take over here. MEXC pumping too. Beautifully to the upside. Wonder if I could make that. See how the window's a little bigger on MEXC. That's kind of a little better. You really want to see the candle. See? You can probably expand this to big though. Maximize the panel. Oh, hit right here is where we go. Yeah. What I like that though, it keeps the trade below there. It keeps the position even when you go big. That's pretty nice. But you always just got to readjust your parameters. Well, look, now your stochastics are high. You see? You got all the way to 67,320 on the move. Now you're coming back down. All right. That's why I would challenge this flag and just take my gains there. And so I've moved this up now too as well, right? X out of there. So yeah, if I had any feedback to the crew, it's this window is just bigger on MEXC. Let's look at the differences. window's nice and big. I have a little more look at my candle. My candle's bigger. I can play with the space a little more. I want to play with my space. Now, look, we're really far away from the 21-day moving average. We delete everything after we took those gains, and we move back down here. It's very unlikely you're going to continue to pump. So we play the game that we just played again on the 1 minute. Can we get to the 21 without losing the 200? If we can, then we're going to pump. If we can't, we're going to dump. It's pretty simple stuff here. Take what the market gives you and don't play yourself. I'm here for you every single day. I don't know why I'm giving it away like I do, man. I shouldn't be this nice. I really shouldn't. I could dangle this for thousands of dollars. Most people are, you know. Whenever I see these ads for, do you know how to trade? Blah, blah, you know, patterns don't work. Blah, blah, blah. I'm just listening. I'm like, these guys are absolute clowns, man. You know what I mean? I'm not listening to any of that nonsense, right? Anybody can trade any market if they put their mind to it. Anybody can trade any market if you put your mind to it. Stop thinking it's manipulated. Stop thinking, okay, undo the manipulation then. Unwind it. What's manipulating? Oh, it's a bot. What bot? Oh, they run an algorithm called Aladdin that runs the markets. Okay. They crush people. They crush them up. They crush them down. Look, we shorted here. We got out of the short. We longed here. Right? We could see the dump this morning. We could see the pump right now. If you were watching my channel, there's no way you should have stayed in the short. I'm building a leverage position for a bigger move. I'm slightly down. However, zero sweat due to my education from Sam and Master Friend. Thank you, gentlemen. Anytime. Anytime. But remember, man, it doesn't have to be as even as difficult. In my humble opinion, you're making it more difficult than it needs to be as your mentor and teacher. But you do you. You know what I mean? Like, all you got to do is really trust this 8 hour, put a stop loss below the 200 and let it go. And, you know, luckily, that should be the play to the upside, right? We just, you know, I might even just, I'm getting very close to making that long-term trade here on the 8 hour time frame for Bitcoin. As long as we stay above the 200 SMA, we're going to move, right? Right? But Rafe Song Records is the man, dude. He knows what he's doing. And everyone chooses and picks the way they want to trade. Nobody's going to trade the same. I have my opinions, right? But my opinions mean nothing. Someone else has their own idea, and you know what? You got to trade your plan, man. Once you have your own plan, you're a master of your craft. So shout out to Rafe Song Records, one of the students in my group that I've seen really take advantage and really take control. All right? And so what I see here is a massive long position that we may be able to, you know, that's a possible we could take advantage of here. I know the daily's not amazing, but things could change. And I like this 8 hour. If we lose the 200, then it's over. But if we don't, we're good to go. All right. I want to do this on the USD pair, though. My bigger pair, right? On the Coin M on the USD, right? Am I there? No, I'm not there. I was about to say. Still, I got the trade open. I've been doing, because I have this planned out for a while now. I took the trade yesterday, went up 300 quickly, so I took some profits because I was like, man, it looks like we're going to come back down, which we did. However, I didn't snatch the lower. It looked like we were going to go lower. Wow, we're getting the pump further to the upside here for Bitcoin. 67,300 now. The short squeeze is just insanity. Look at that. Insanity. And again, we're breaking above the 200 on those little time frames, which tells us we might start a bigger pump here to the upside for Bitcoin. So this is an 8-to-1 risk reward ratio. We're going to 80,140. Stop loss is going to be somewhere at 64,370, right? And that's a long I'm going to take on the bigger time frame. I'm going to build this long out. I'd like to put in 4 $2,500 positions. All right. So that was a $2,700 position at 11x leverage, right? I'd like to put 4 of those in as this goes on and begin to build this position. The last one I would put in if we break through 68,300. All right. Bitcoin could go to 80K by December, 100K, anything could happen for BTC. Look at the beautiful short squeeze coming in at 10:30 to 10:45. Look at that. That was absolutely amazing. I did show you how to capture it yet again to the upside. Shout out to Wild Deuces, Corey Upton, Steve D. Hop, Rave Song Records, Daniel Jackson, Epic Tech TA. Bitcoin could go to 100K. Market makers coming for the shorts. Bitcoin waited an hour after the market opened and trolled everybody. Secret Service director resigned. I know that's a big news too. And again, thank God she did, because everyone wants answers, man. Like, what are you doing? You can't publicly fail like that. It looked like it was all like, who knows, you know, I'm going to keep my mouth shut, but it's pretty strange to me. What do I know, though? I'm just a guy. I just figured out Bitcoin in my bedroom. You know, I told my parents I told my parents about Epstein Island a long time ago. Like, it was on YouTube 10 years ago, man. I told them everything, and they told me I was crazy. I said, the people that you think are awesome, I said, I think they're doing some weird stuff out here. But whatever. I believe God shows the people the truth that want to see it, and if you don't want to see it, then I guess you don't see it. Are you blind to the truth, man? But Bitcoin was the truth to me. Why? Because it came from the fact that they were parasitic banking system stealing from my parents. You know what I mean? Like, they had already stolen from me, right? Right? You know what I'm saying? They had already stolen from me. So let me get out of here. And I'm gonna hide that. I don't want to look at the long-term trades, right? When we're on perpetual short-term. But so I felt like, okay, they're gonna continue to print money. Okay, they're gonna take, you're gonna work your whole life and they're gonna tax you. Then they're gonna print your money to zero. And so you're gonna get taxed by inflation and you're gonna get taxed by taxation, and eventually it's gonna be really hard for you to find some wealth or gain some wealth. And yes, like, the people at the top will be able to get by the quickest and the fastest, but the bottom people would be the hardest for them to get ahead, right? And it will be a constant grind. So you got to do something to level the playing field. You see what I'm saying? And when I found Bitcoin, that was the level, that was the way. And everyone says it does level the playing field for the average person. It puts them in a different financial position compared to holding the dollar. And again, I'm not a financial advisor. Nothing I'm saying you should be taking as financial advice, but I got into Bitcoin when I understood these concepts and understood that inflation was coming for me. And ever since then, it has changed my life. All right. Struggling to get above the 200 on the 15. Yeah, so now you go to the 15. And you're away from the 200. So again, you go back here too, and you just say, okay. So you have two things. You're going to see how the 15-minute interacts. And then you're going to watch how the 5-minute. Now, technically, you could do the same trade I just made on the 1 minute. Remember, where I just stone cold, even when we were just jumped on in because we were above the 200 and just said, hey, the 200 is going to hold me down. I have nothing to worry about, and I'm going to go to, up to liquidity. I don't know what this guy says. Take profit would be 68,258. Stop loss would be 66,929 for BTC. That's a nice double bottom of the 15-minute. It is, kind of a bigger one, right? I thought. Yeah, there, but it's all right. Pretty sloppy, man. If the 50-minute cracks the 200, we gone. Like, that's going to be a huge pump. All right. 67,200 is weekly support or resistance. You get above it, you get that's also a major place that we keep fighting. To me, the 21 has to come to price action. This white line has to touch the price before we can get our continuation pump. I've seen it happen and just continue to pump, but it's very rare. 95% of the time, you're coming back to this white line. All right. And so we have this kind of ready. 68,258, 66,929. You get your risk ready, 230 for 1,000. I like that. All right, that's something I'd be looking at, and I plan the trade. It does, and maybe I pumps and I miss it. So be it. All right. Marveling when you spend more on the government than the military. That's how this happens. Yeah. After I learned to trade, I started my own business teaching people. It feels great. That's a nice double bottom of the 15-minute. Big Sam does it again. Yeah. But see, some people just are not great teachers, man. Some people try to teach technical analysis, but they're just not. They're not made to be teachers. I'm innately a teacher. Like, that was my destiny. So people can even learn the strategy, try to teach it. It's just not the same, Paul. You know? I just don't. You won't have the same story of vibrance, of the move, of the multimillionaire from rags to riches. Just like that becomes part of the teaching, man. It's more than the technical analysis. It's the life story. People want to know someone that actually did it, that's living the life. Like, I don't work for anybody. I will never work for someone again for the rest of my life. I will never work for somebody for the rest of my life. You hear me? I'm free from ever punching a clock on somebody else's dime. It's never going to happen to me. Okay? I'm not doing it. All right? I'll work with someone that I like as a team, and I'll get paid. See, it's a difference. I'll work with someone that I appreciate. Like, I'd work on or with in a company if it feels like it's working for all of us. You know what I'm saying? That'd be different. I feel like that's how my company runs. Like, everyone kind of is like making it happen together, but I will never go in and just do busy work for someone or punch in or just, it's got to be creative. It's got to be fun. But man, so it's likely we could stay above this 200 SMA and likely we could hold the support of resistance. Right now, if you looked at the weekly, you're right at support of resistance, right? So you remind yourself of that when you make this trade, that you're likely going to kind of hang out above the 200. Love to see the 15-minute get back above that as well. Not tweezer top there. That's a little bearish right now. So we kind of got some mixed signals. But again, I really love the 5-minute above the 2. Yesterday, it was a beautiful go-to move. I just can't believe it. People would barely see that move. But that was a monster move really on a lev trade. So we're looking for this entry here for a possible reversal back to the upside for Bitcoin. We look at BOOKMAP, and honestly, they've been hiding the liquidity recently. Right now, they say they want to go back to 65,600. Maybe we get resistance and we dump right back down. Today felt like false move Monday, so it's been crazy. We'll get back in the trading group soon. Still learning on the live. Sam builds his dreams, not others. The guy who wrote All Wars Are Bankers' Wars implied, and that was because he was trying to limit the power of the Federal. Of course, man. Every single war was a banker's war. Down to the American Revolution, down to things that happened after the Revolution. We were going to have our own money. Colonial script. Look up colonial script. Why? What happened to it? Look up the greenback that Abraham Lincoln made. What happened to it? They started telling people that they actually started riots and pain, and like they put people in the cities to like cause fires and stuff. And they told them this is what happens when you have your own money. You better go back to the Bank of England, the first bank of America, and use this bank, because if you don't let us control the monetary system, look what happens. They really did that. They caused fear and fake riots throughout the colonies. Once we had our own, so we were never free, they were still terrorizing us. You get it? And they've been using this tactic for a long, long time. They just use it now at a modern scale. It's the same thing. Okay? Yo, Uncle Sam, good to see you. Good to see you too, my friend. So that means that if you're fixed the money and bind it to an asset instead of imagination, it's a matter of when, not if it attempt. Amen. Yeah. Good vibes. Definitely different energy in this channel. Amen. We're the true warriors of the light here. We really care. We're willing to risk it for the biscuit. If you know what I'm saying, we put our best foot forward. We put our minds all the way to what we believe in. We connect our hearts to our thoughts, and we don't stop. We are beings full of light, love, and happiness, ready to change the world with the highest frequency that exists, love. And with love, you cannot be denied. We speak clear, well-pronounced language. We talk in an educated manner. We make sure we make direct eye contact when we talk about our dreams, our hopes, and our goals. We're not playing around with who we want to be and who we are going to become and who we desire to see ourselves as we change the world. I love you. I appreciate you all. And this means the most to me to be here every single day. I want to see this flag continue to the upside. I'd like to get into my top-down analysis. Might just make this trade and let it cook. You know what I'm saying? Point of control, below the point of control would also be a nice place to hide the stop loss. But I have to go a little deeper there. 66,876. Make that quick adjustment. 300 for 100. And I take down, 311 for 1,027. High risk trade for sure. 15 minutes showing signs of resistance at the 200 MA. I'm going to sit on my hands for a second and let it cook as we do our long time top-down analysis. All right. It is also flagging out when I just look at the 1 minute, though. Seems to me like it could be making a bit of a flag that wants to continue to the upside. 1 minute touch and price action, everything getting a golden cross right there, suggesting we could get a continuation for Bitcoin to the upside. Life, you're the man. Thanks for being consistent and bringing that alpha. I have described this before. I was active duty for 8 years. I've been a part of the war machine, and I've ordered 1,500 doorknobs that fell apart after a month. I've seen the corruption. Amen. I'm here for the blockchain thing. I just opened a short position, 1x on the sats. SOE 15-minute inverse head and shoulder. Truth, kindness, and health are top-notch assets. Cook, baby, cook. Right? 67,200 holding a key support or resistance on the weekly. You have to remember, some people are going to open up big trades on the weekly. Big liquidity could be coming in right now to press up against price action on the long term. 21 coming for the 200, looking bullish on the 5-minute chart. Could still get a squeeze to the downside easily. A long squeeze and get his kick. Sam is the alpha and the energy. Beautiful message of lifer behaviors. Seems like more of a dump around 62K for a weak candle. The daily doesn't look, I mean, how often do you trade per week? It depends. I don't keep 100%, between 10 and 20 trades depending. Leverage is different though than my swing trades too. So it's like, I keep reminding myself that 15-minute can't get back above the 200. So let's get back to the monthly. We talked about the monthly main going sideways for a couple months back to the 21. If that did that, it would correlate for one of the biggest moves for Bitcoin's life cycle. Like, this would be a bull flag on the monthly. That takes you to $126,000. And it would take some months. Says it would happen by July of 2025. All right. Everyone thinks it's going to take so quick to get places. Look how long it took. It took Bitcoin from December of 2022, all right, to March of 2024. 14 months. All right. Another 14 months for Bitcoin, right, is basically a year from now. Yeah, 14 months from now would even be further down the line, right? We're talking like October of 2025 to make a similar leg to the upside. So I think people assume Bitcoin could move a lot faster than it can. And it's going to take way more money, and the money's coming. Yesterday, we had one of the biggest inflows of ETF in history. $523 million, I believe, came in from BlackRock. It was a big deal, and I'll keep you guys updated every single day to all the information coming in, but it was hot. Also, the interest payment on the U.S. national debt will shatter $1.1 trillion, eating 76% of all the income tax collected. I thought it was even more than that. I thought it was more, but so 76% just go to pay the interest payment on our debt. Who are we paying this debt to? Why are we paying a debt? Isn't the United States government supposed to issue currency? What's happening here? How come the Constitution is being circumvented here? Why is there a private entity issuing us our money? Who said that was okay? Who wrote that law in, and when did it happen? These are questions that are answered by the documentary Money Masters. Type it in on YouTube and change your life forever. Understand the truth that's been, blacked out on your rock that you live on. They've blacked out all the information on the rock that you live on with BlackRock. BlackRock Spot ETF IBIT experienced a significant activity on July 22nd with a trading volume of 912 million, substantial inflows of 523 million. I remember that number. This inflow surpassed the year-to-date inflows of the NASDAQ tracking ETF QQQ and was part of the broader trend increasing inflows into the Bitcoin ETFs, totaling over $3 billion in the preceding 4 weeks. This activity reflects a strong demand for Bitcoin through ETFs, with some commentators noting the unprecedented nature. All right. So while we did just get rejected back to 120, tells us that we may have to wait a bit there for a bigger move. We don't have currency. We have debt notes. Amen. Exactly. They just represent debt. The U.S. government doesn't spend too much money on anything apart from itself. Foreign budgets are virtually nothing compared to what the government wastes on itself. What's the good word, Lifer Nation? Let's go. It's a great day to be alive. Shout out to Bison9 in the house. Travis Taylor in the house. Seek Parabolic. I see a lot of old school lifers out here. Rick Lee, Corey Upton, Mike Lee. We got Rick and Mike Lee hanging out. Wild Deuces 234. And we got the crew, man. Stas and everybody out here. Shout out to Sean. Shout out to Josh Tanbugger. Shout out to Pineal Colony. I love that. Adarj, Dean Julian, and how. Oh, yeah, Jao Pietas. I love you, brother. Crypto Pollo, cluck, cluck, cluck in the house. Matt is showing strength in the scalp. Looking for a break up at 56. What are your thoughts? Matic. Anyway, so the monthly candle. The monthly looks interesting. And a bit of a bull flag, too. The upside there on the monthly. It could continue and never come to the 21, pump, 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 and pull the 21. But eventually, it will come back to the 21, maybe around 80. So look, this is what can happen. It's kind of, we can already see where the bull market will go. The bear market. 21 pushes up. Price action goes sideways. We pump. We come back. We bounce off of the 21-day moving average right there at about 80, 87,000. If we lose it, we bounce, and it says, hey, the low would be 69, 70K maybe. And then we'd start our next bull run, with diminishing returns each time. Maybe 177K. And then what it says is over time, would that take 20, 30? It's crazy how you could still only be at 170K in 2030, right? I'll be honest, it is starting to wane out. Less and less new people. The bigger money comes in, and where do we get the rest of the money from? Aliens? You know what I mean? Once we expose these ETFs in the next 4 or 5 years, it's where does more money come from? All right. Anyway, let's move on into the weekly now. I even like the 2-week chart. 2 weeks, one of my go-tos, and the 2-week has reset on the stochastics. Well, it made a sideways flag. That's very, very bullish. The 2-week chart is my favorite chart to trade. No one else trades it or pays attention to it. I trade it religiously. And whenever the stokes get low in the 2-week, I load up on Bitcoin. And when we got down here, I was loading up on BTC. It was just something that had to be done. Bit of a cup and handle here, too. We even wicked to the 21 SMA, which was crazy that we touched such a big time frame. 21 SMA, and that's a big deal, too. So sorry, everyone. I forgot to put the lemon in the water today. I was so into the trades when the trades began. Let's put the lemon into the water and get it going here for BTC. We did already win some live trades in front of you. We'll continue to scalp throughout the day if the opportunity provides itself. We'll only take trades that tell us what to do. We will not force the issue. Okay, send in a super chat for TA and deep dives if you want me to go over a coin or talk about a specific idea. We'd appreciate that. Salmon bringing that energy today. You always get your eyes on those streams. Smash your like, brothers and sisters. The dollar sign originated from abbreviation for the peso, which is PS or PS over time. It was written over each other, created a symbol that resembles the dollar. Bitcoin will flip assets like real estate and gold. That's where it will come from. Mark Yusko, billionaire, says Bitcoin has only had 200 billion of fiat pumped in, but it's a 1 trillion market cap. The value comes from trade. Money comes from economic growth. Money is always a representation of national economic output, no matter how you denominate it. If the math is correct, someone shorted Bitcoin at $5 with a $1,200. It's been pumping ever since. Hey, Lifer from sunny Miami. Blessings. Yes, not stir your lemon water. I don't know what he means. Yo, believe you stir up to Bitcoin for the Philippines. Right, sir. Anyway, so I like what I'm seeing here for this cup and handle for Bitcoin. And we're going backwards today. Usually we do the analysis, then we trade. But I'd already been up early this morning doing damage with the trading group. Long-term trades, you should not sweat. You should let them cook and just be cool about them. Short-term trades, you should be in and out and watching every single thing that you're doing. All right. Exactly. I'm not going where people don't like this. Anyway, Jasmine, God bless. Yo, I believe you, sir, getting the workout. I think everyone likes the stream, man. I don't know what you mean. I don't know. I see so many. Everyone loves the stream, man. Yeah, I don't know what you're saying. I don't see negativity. I just don't. 10 bills for my guy Lifer because he's a real one. If you get a chance, let me get alpha on Casper. Let's go. Shout out to Bison9. You've been around for a long time, man. May God bless you, brother. And now look back to 66,700. Bitcoin getting pounded from the rejection of the 15-minute 200. We're going to get there in a second. That's why you take your money off the table as soon as you can. Move your stop losses into profit and don't play games. So to me, the daily is at resistance and it wants to come back. Like I see bearishness on the daily, right? It's like the top of the channel technically here. And we even said, could it be a shoulder ahead and a right shoulder? So the right shoulder comes and then, you know, do we come all the way back down to the 21-day moving average? Now, there's a chance the 8-hour saves us and does not lose the 200. This is what we're watching. We want to see this go sideways, right? This keep coming. The daily goes sideways as well and never have to go low. It would be nice if the daily does not lose 65,050, you see? So even though we're away for the 21, I don't know exactly how it's going to happen, but we could hopefully do something like this and never lose that key level. I want to see us not go below that high volume node and 65,050 for Bitcoin. So key, right? That's what we're looking for. All right. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. 1,319 people here on the live. 455 likes. $21 in chat revenue. I didn't even get a chance to see how many people were here. I've been so honed in on what I've been doing and just focused on the discipline of the art and the craft of the trade, right? So the daily wants to come back to just like we did on the 1 hour. Remember, on the 1 minute, we just did this on the 1 minute, right? We came back to the 21. We took the trade. It's the same thing. I'm just expanding it into a macro because that's what happens. Every time frame is the same. This will bend your mind, though. When you first learn this, it hurts. It's almost unfair because you're like, wait, I have to look at all these different. I just want to know this one or that one. I thought I could just trade the 4 hour, leave it alone, and you can sometimes. But there's, you know, everyone's like you say you're on the 4 hour and you're in a long and everything's going well. Then the 1 minute loses the 200, but you don't notice that. And then hours later, your long flips and you lose the money, or it goes down, or you have to bail. Had you been watching the 1 minute, you would have known maybe to bail. Now, sometimes the 1 minute just loses the 200, comes back up. You have to understand support of resistance. You have to understand where you're at. Like, say there's a big gap in the 4 hour, and then the 1 minute loses the 200, and that support of resistance is the same area. Then you know you're going to probably close the gap on the 4 hour, and that is the beginning of a bigger move. But by juxtaposing the two things together, you're able to figure that out. You see what I'm saying? But it takes time. This takes time. This is something that doesn't happen overnight. As a trader, you got to build this. It's something that you do as you continue to grow. All right. Time frames are like nesting dolls. Very similar to nesting dolls. Amen. I appreciate you saying that, Chris K, and that means you're spot on and you know what's going on. Or liquidity is a downtrend. When it moves to an uptrend, we would pump hard for Bitcoin. So far, this is the only bull run where the word liquid. I have no idea what this guy's saying, but Crypto Sam, we love you, man. It takes time to be as smooth as you, Sam. No. You got it. Gains for life, brother. You're on the way. I like your name. That means you're going to do what you got to do. Okay, so let's take a look here. So again, we've juxtaposed where we're at. We could be making a giant inverted head and shoulder. All right. It could even, you know. So we might, a pullback would be bullish as long as we don't break this low. As long as we don't break the 200 SMA on the daily. It would be nice if the 8 hour can hold it. It looks like the 8 hour may, but only time will tell. What up, Sammy? Can you take a look at the weekly for Solana? You're the man, Lifer. I'm just in the wrong time zone, unfortunately. Shout out to Chris P. Bacon. You know, if I lived in the West Coast, shout out to Master Friend and all my West Coast people because it's not easy. It's hard to compete with us on the East Coast because we're up at 5 a.m. We have 4 hours before the market to tackle, right? On the West Coast, it's like you guys got to start trading at 6 in the morning, 6:30 when the market opens. It's like they didn't care about you guys at all when they made the market, you know. But I guess New York is, you know, the market starts in New York, baby. So East Coast time, and I'm glad I get to live in Florida, and Florida still rocks that East Coast time. So you get to be in this tropical paradise, and you get the market timing at the exact same time. So I got to make this huge move and never give up my time zone. I think that's insane. I'm so lucky and so blessed. So we're looking for this flag to break out or to do something like this. You know, go sideways for maybe a couple days. If we lose this 200 SMA, we're going to gap back down. The daily will probably come back. We're going to test one of these two levels, possibly 63,003. Remember 63.3, which we kept hitting numerous times. And so we'll go from there. And again, let me get rid of my scribble. It's like, wait, what happened there, right? But now you have a lot of insight. You understand that the daily is bearish, but you understand that the 8-hour could change that game. Change the game. Change the game. Change the game. Change the game. 6-hour also looks interesting, touching the 21 with oversold stochastic with a golden cross approaching. Doesn't mean you can't get a nasty drop at a bounce, but it's also suggesting, look, you can get this SR flip here. Could you hold 65,005, 65,006, where there's a key level of support or resistance? Really do be taking things for granted sometimes. We live in the paradise. We have the best EST and the West Coast. We get the incredible sunsets. Florida life. I know, right? I love being here on the West Coast of Florida because the sun sets on the Gulf, and it is a dream. It is a dream when the sun sets on the Gulf. It is unbelievably beautiful. All right. Change the game. Change the game. 1 minute bounce perfectly off the 200. Interesting. We'll take a look at that. 3-hour has bullish divergence and suggesting a pump to the upside as well. Look at that. Saying, hey, enough is enough. Previous support is resistance. We are SR flipping 65.5 at the present moment in time. 1 hour has some bullish div and pointing to the upside. However, it did just get rejected. Let's take a look at what's happening on the 1 hour time frame. So we had this bearish divergence that played out to the downside. In my mind, we made a falling wedge that I guess you could say we broke out of, or, you know. So this serves me correct here. I feel like that was the wedge here. Let's get crazy with this. So look, you had this diagonal resistance. You hit it multiple times. All right. But I mean, and now look, previous support is resistance here at 67,300. 15-minute rejection by the 200 SMA, which if we lift this line, you'll see it right there. It's crazy, right? And that's why, like, you know, I was about to open that long, but I did not, because we did not, you know, we didn't get above the 200. You could see there was a rejection. And so I wanted it, but again, the 5-minute has to come back and kiss the 21. Remember when I told you this? I said, if you kiss the 21 above the 200, you're more bullish. Then you take the trade. So most people can't wait this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 to 40 minutes. They can't handle it. They just got to open up a trade. But I've been doing this for so long, the 1 minute feels like hours to me. And I just sit there nicely and calmly. And I get to entertain you guys while I wait at one of the best times to trade. So it's fun, man. We do this together every single day. All right. Stop using EMAs. I don't use EMAs. It's bearish, mate. 2-hour candle for liquidity. Amen. 5-minute drop to the 21 and back above the 200. Now, if the 5-minute gets back above the 200 after tapping that's a bullish sign. A very bullish sign. And that gets me back to the the perpetual. And then I get my head about me again, right? Where we at? 68,580, 509 it says, or 528. Yeah, okay, yeah, everything's set. And so look, if we get back above this 200 SMA, I'm long again. You get it? Because I take that signal every time. I'm a bot. This is how a bot would trade. There's no emotion at all, no thought. I'm an empty vessel. It's sad, but that's how you trade. Soulless being. You know, you have to be a soulless being when you're trading. I know it sounds creepy, and I don't mean to say it like that, but it has to be black or white. Above yellow line long, below yellow line no. You know, touch 21 good, no touch 21 wait. You know, it's like I set my parameters and I don't leave them. How do you get that little spread there with the green and red liquidity? This here, you go over here and you grab the long tool. I have the long position, gives me a 4 to 8 risk reward ratio. I must trade with the proper risk reward ratio. Someone said the 1 minute also bounced off the 200 MA. Got pretty close to it, didn't touch it. And the 200 SMMA also was tapped there, and a bit of a double bottom, no, with a higher low on the 1 minute time frame, which is also a bullish sign for me. 5 minute now is about to close a candle in 3 minutes and 27 seconds above the 200 MA. 15 minute is a little overbought though, showing signs of a pump. I would have to put my stones on this 200 MA only on the 5 minute, and that's it. Nothing else, nothing more. Right now, my stop loss would be like literally directly below the candle, right? Almost an it was a 20 to 1 risk reward ratio. $60 for $1,200 if it pulled it off, right? The key thing is you could lose 10 of those and lose $600 and lose one, and win one of them and still be up $600. You get it? You could lose one. You could win 1 out of 11 of those trades. Lose 10 straight. Win 1 of them. I mean, it's very risk. It's high risk. I get it. Not something I would do every day. And again, the battle at the 200 tells me to wait. And now short. You know, now that you can't get above it, that's likely you're going to dump. And that brings me back to the bigger time frame where we're sitting. You know, and so you watch this 5 minute flag. And so now what? Well, it's pretty awesome. I love when we have a falling wedge. Why? Because if you go back into the top trend line and you hit it, you're going to fall to the bottom of the trend line. If you stay above it, we can get a bullish, you know. So now you're saying, okay, can Bitcoin stay back above this POC? Can 66,650 hold? And that's really what you want to see for the day. If it doesn't, you're dropping down to 65,680. BOOKMAP suggests the liquidity is still there. Big Red's still hanging at 65,600, exactly at the same place we just talked about. All right. Your buy signal on any coin is the negative funding. Shorted, Sammy. Fake pumps, but they won't listen. Yeah. BB, is someone working? Are they working on the house? Is someone working on the house?
No, we're just getting the package.
Oh, could you close the door? Because I'm hearing some... Yeah, please. Thank you. Sorry. It's just going into my ear, man. Thank you, sweetheart. My bundle of love. My sweet, sweet bundle of joy. My love bunny, my wife. So, wow, you know, nasty sell-off by the bots when you can't break the 200. The bots control this whole market. Once you realize that, you got to trade with them or against them. They'll eat you alive or they'll win you. It all depends on who you want to be. Okay, WEEX does have demo futures. Just found it. And WEEX has demo too as well, man. Yeah. Yo, Sam, you're going to be streaming for the ETH ETF? No, it's not that important. I'm just... You guys are like thinking like it's the biggest deal ever. It's like, it's all right. Just the ETH ETF, man. You know what I mean? It's not that big a deal. That flag got no love, too. Ugly stat is kind of a shoulder ahead and shoulder. It's kind of seeing some bearishness here now. Gonna show you ETH. Ethereum will follow Bitcoin. If Bitcoin loses 200 SMA and starts to jump, everyone thinks, oh, ETH's gonna pump because of the ETF. It's just like, it couldn't be further from the truth, man. You know what I mean? Maybe it will. I'm open-minded that anything is possible, you see? I mean, show me the charts and I'll show you the news. The charts look pretty bullish. You got a flat top and you have this ascending triangle right there on the daily time frame. That looks bullish to me. You tell me, though. You know? That looks pretty nice. Anyway, Time for our channel sponsors, I Trust Capital. I Trust Capital is the place to be, man, where you can set yourself up for the long term. Buy and sell cryptocurrency, gold and silver with your IRA. They got dog with hat. They got bonk. They even have WIF, dude. Imagine putting WIF in for the long term, selling it into Bitcoin, and then holding that Bitcoin after a 10x for your kids in the future. I mean, only on iTrust can you do that at iTrust Capital. QR code in the right side of the screen. All right. Another thing that's just a really beautiful use case is Houdini Swap. You can transact freely between multiple chains. I talk about how amazing this is. Look, AVAX, and let's just say I want to go to Ethereum. All right. Bang, right? Say I want to go to Blast token that they just implemented not too long ago. And say I want to go to Blast, and maybe, do they have SUI? They got Blast to SUI, dude. Like, you can't do, you know what I mean? Say you want to get an SEI to Blast. All right, they don't have that. But they got, you can go Sol to SUI, SUI to Sol, Blast to SUI, and you can't do this really anywhere else. And it takes a long time. You have to sell it, send it back to your exchange, move the money around. You can do this quickly and easily here and transact freely on Houdini Swap. You can make it private too as well with the private button and do a privacy swap. And they're also awesome and compliant. If you're a scammer or you're taking money from exchanges, they'll lock it up. They will find out where the money's coming from. The exchange will work with them and they will lock you down. Trust me. Houdini Swap's not where you want to go, but it's a great place as you're a citizen doing the right thing if you want to transact privately or just make a standard transaction between multiple chains. You can't do it anywhere else. And we are sponsored by Houdini Swap. We really appreciate that. They also, hook it up with the lock token. Okay, so here we go. This could be the move here. Let's get back into the futures here because we can't miss our mark. All right. But shout out to Houdini Swap. We really appreciate the constant support and the sponsorship from Houdini Swap. And last but not least, Decrypted.tax, where you can get your taxes done. Where else can you do that? Good friend of mine, too, a tax attorney, Ernest, who runs the company. Check it out. Learn more at Decrypted.tax. Find out more about your crypto taxes today. Get your software connected. Get everything going. And, man, they'll give you the best capital and gains loss report you've ever seen in your life at Decrypted.tax. I love it. So, moving forward, back to Bitcoin. Can the 5-minute get back above the 200 SMA? We've taken you from the monthly to the 2-week, all the way down. And we're not done yet. Thank you, sweetie. How did you get a hold of these? You got a stool? Yeah. You shouldn't have been doing that. I love you, though. You're smart. I love you. I love you more. Where's your little backpack? Where you going? So cute. So cute. It's upside down. Put it on the right way, baby. Wow, you heard me and you knew exactly what I said? You smart little girl. You smart little girl. You know that? I love you so much. You such a cutie pie. You know that? You'll figure it out. Hey, come here. Let me help you. Let me help you quick. I gotta go. I'm live streaming. It's her little backpack, man. You're so sweet. I love you. Thank you, Sham. Hey, don't get out of. Don't do that. Get away from that. Don't get too close to that. Puts her face right in the fan. I'm like, no. Okay, so Ethereum's in a beautiful little type, Cardano's also in one of these, right? And you have golden crosses. You're above the 200 SMA in the 4-hour time frame. That is a bullish sign. So ETF, SHMETF, I don't really, this sounds horrible, but I don't really care. And it doesn't mean I don't care. I do, but I don't get into this like the EG, you know what I mean? And again, yes, it will push price, all this stuff, but the charts will show you before it happens. The charts will convey the message. All right. Sam, I want to thank you again for turning me on to WEEX. They've been giving me free tether every day in their WEEX native coin. It's been a bit of a learning curve, but I'm getting it now. So awesome, man. I want to take a long-term trade for, by the way, could you suggest me an entry? No, I will not. You got to find your own entry points. I will never tell you what to do with your money, man. All right. You got to handle your own ideas there. I'm not a financial advisor. I don't think I say you should be taking as financial advice. All right. I'm an educator. You're a student. That's our relationship. And so would be, I will never look at your portfolio, go over it for you. That's not what I do. All right. I'm not an advisor or, an investment advisor or, I don't do that. So tight moving averages above the 200 SMA. We want to see Ethereum get tighter and tighter here. That's what you want to see, a little more sideways price action. If it breaks out and retests 3.5, but I do see it going to 4,200, and I don't see how the ETF doesn't help it continue to go to the upside with a bunch of institutions buying up Ethereum. And it's of a smaller price with a smaller market cap, so how couldn't it get a bit of a move, even if it gets less buy pressure? So I am bullish. However, if we lose the 1 hour 200 and we do a bearish retest, maybe we reset and we do test the lows at 3.3 and 3.2. You never know. I'm open-minded. We'll take it one step, one day at a time. All right. Shout out to all the ton hole corners. God bless you, man. Thank you for being here. Seriously, if I had trouble getting on MEXC, definitely give WEEX a try. Use the link in Sammy's description. Thank you for saying that, man. Appreciate that. And we're running a campaign on WEEX right now. If you want to jump on in with the lifers, all right. They give you funding rates and everything. 25 days and 12 hours left to jump on in. And the fees are cheaper if you jump on into WEEX with us over on WEEX.com, baby. All right, look, here's my face right there. Hey, there he is. Shout out to everybody here on the live. We appreciate you, we love you, and we care about you, and we thank you for your constant viewership, support, and love. We're not done yet with the live stream, too. We're going to give you the DXY. We're going to give you the S&P futures. We're going to look at the total market cap and all of cryptocurrency and give you a bigger picture of what's happening in the market on this beautiful Tuesday. Just like our weekly macro analysis that we give you every single Friday, we want to provide that value for you throughout the week as well, so you can kind of get a good handle of what's happening. Good chance this is turning into what's called a bullish retest of the top of this trend line. Resistance, resistance, resistance. Boom, bullish retest to the upside. I like what I'm seeing here for Bitcoin, encouraging me more and more to take the trade as the 21 comes closer to price action and could give us the pump. This trade now has a lower entry with a lower stop, but it does not change the current target. 66664. Oh, and that reminds me, everybody, 67,000 subscribers last night or into the morning. Thank you so much. 67,000 subscribers, so close to 70K we can kiss it. Then to the 80K, then to 90K, and then to the old beloved 100,000 subscribers. And we started with 10, with 20, 3 people used to watch the stream. Look at that. You lost the 200 SMA. You know when you lose the 200, it is pretty bearish. All right, now you look for your 1 minute. Is your 1 minute losing the 200? It may. If the 1 minute loses that 200, it's going to be a nasty drop to the downside. Yikes. Yikes McGee's, right? And you can see why I wait for confirmation. If you front run that, you could have gotten beat. Now, if that loses the 200, I would be looking for a short. So now, look, we could look to WEEX possibly, right? It went so fast, though. See how fast that is? And there it is. So you would basically grab the short position, throw it up there. The stop would be below here, and you would ride this puppy down. All right. It leads to like what? To liquidity. Liquidity is about at 65,981. So your stop loss would be 66,936. Your take profit would be like, let's just say 65,000. And you'd go for the short, right? Because you're below the 200 now. And so because you're below the 200, all right, Barry, that's like 30 for 90. It's a tiny short, right? Just kind of like, I just want to get comfortable with the WEEX before I start throwing 10 grand in here. Otherwise, it should be basically the same. But I'm a cautious guy. I really am. You know? And I've made a good amount of money in my life. Like today, if I didn't trade at all, I'd be okay. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't have to make tons of money today. I'd like to, but I don't have to. I just have to maintain the portfolio in which I've already been given at this point. Likely below the 200, you'll continue to, even if you're trying to get this bump up, you've just lost a key level. Just like when we gained it here, we pumped, but we came back to it a couple times. Sometimes you try to retest it a little bit. Also, I'm getting mixed signals. Man, whoever picks this music's got good taste. Okay, that's the 786 now long. Yeah, I wouldn't long below the 200, man. It's just not a good look. But it is a 786 retracement. But you remember, you just lost multiple secure, you know, you gotta keep support and resistance in your mind at all times. We did get that bullish div. We got the bounce. It could be the higher low of the day. Kind of the cup and handle, like the deranged one, like that's a long one, but 66.5 is also kind of a psychological support and resistance level where a lot of people are like, I'll buy 66.5, right? If this disappears on you, right click it, hit settings, and go to always show stats, okay? While this trade likely plays out and I win my short, let's go take a look at what's happening to the DXY, all right? So the DXY on the daily time frame, let's take a look. We talked about it. We said we don't want to see it break back above the 200 on the daily. We said if it does that, it's likely going to continue to pump. Now, is Bitcoin going to pump with the DXY? It may, but, you know, we'd like it to be that inverse correlation. Right now, it suggests that the daily is going to continue to pump, and Bitcoin's going to take a bit of a pullback. So you see an uptrend here for the DXY and a downtrend for Bitcoin in the bigger time frame. Just a tipping the man. I appreciate the hard work. Shout out to United States for the $4.99. Everybody, thank you so much for constantly being here for me. Thank you to everyone that always shows up. I know it's not easy. I do this every single day. Some days I wake up, I take a deep breath, and I'm literally about to jump out the window because I'm like, yo, how am I doing this again? I take a deep breath. I remind myself all is well, that I was made for this, that I've got this, and that things are going to go in my favor. And what happens? That's exactly what happens because we're in control. All right. Let's see if we can win our third trade here on WEEX. 3 for 3 for my first time ever trading the exchange. All right. Once we continue to pump, the stop loss gets brought right to the 200 because we know that's our protection. All right. I think I am going to get rid of the no more reminders and then so there we just drag and it'll flip for you and it says operated successfully. See, that's all I wanted to know and we got that. All right. Look, I'm a bot, dude. Below the 200 open short, above the 200 open long. I trade bot. It's botulism. Yeah, you're welcome, buddy. At least we could do love is love, brother. Eating the last green candle on the 15-minute. Yeah. And there we have it. And we could scalp all day on this small time frame. I absolutely love it. It's kind of where I found myself, you know. And I'm not even trying to impress anyone. I just want to teach you this. I could pass tomorrow and then you could use this. Whether I made $1,000, $10,000, or $100 million today on this trade, it wouldn't really matter. Unless I handed it to you, it wouldn't matter. What would matter the most is that you learned something with me today. That's the outlasting impression that I'm going for. See, my desire is bigger than the money. The money seems to follow that desire pretty well, so I don't stress the money. I stress my ability to teach, stay healthy, and work hard every day. If you put those things together, success will follow, you know. And look, you can even go right here, put the stop loss to break even if you want to be extra chintzy, so you can't lose any money, you know. There will be fees, right? But I found when the more guts I have, the more, you know, the more it can pump my way, you know. Now look, I can't lose any money on the trade. You see? Solidifying again, it's small gains. I just want to show you how to do it. And I don't short too much. I long way more than I short. All right. I couldn't find the demo account on WEEX, he says. Let's see. Right there. I just found it in 1 second, dude. Like, come on, man. You guys are like, you know. And look, I'm about to get stopped out now on the bounce. Oh, maybe not. Look at that. That's crazy. And it's good to see that the stop loss get taken down too. You know what I mean? Now you're technically supposed to keep the stop at the 200 and let the trade run. All right. But I'm just showing you, you know, I'm the guy who doesn't like to lose any money. All right. I'd rather not lose any money on a volatile day like today, you know. And we're seeing a lot of up and down movement. It's crazy. Days like today, I take a break, walk outside, you know what I mean, and reset. Shout out to Crypto Face in the house, man. God bless you, Face. How you been, my friend? We'll give you a blue thing. You don't got to ever do nothing, but we'll make you a mod just so like people can see you when you're here. Just a standard dude. I believe that's the real Crypto Face. I would say, right, go to channel, right, just to make sure when I'm streaming. But I'm pretty sure that's my dude. That's my dude right there. That's my dude. Can't wait to see you in Nashville. You probably touched down already, maybe not. Yo, are the planes working? Everyone's planes back to normal? All that stuff going all right? I didn't even really have time to look at that stuff. Thanks, man. Pencil next, beware. Yeah, you could simply go to the Futures Pro on WEEX and select the coin you want to trade, and right there is demo. Bang. Yeah. Salute from Jordan. God bless you, brother. Thank you for being here on the live. My new favorite channel right here. Shout out to Brian Weldrick. God bless you, brother. 66,000. So we just lost that key level of support or resistance. And you know what I'm going to do now? So the DXY looks strong. Let's take a look at the S&P futures. I just want to take a look at what's happening to the S&P. So I told you we were going to make this flag. All right. And number one, I gave you the trade when we were here. Remember right there? I said that flag would happen. We'd hit the 21 and we pumped. We did that. All right. So we nailed that. Stop loss to break even. If you follow my macro analysis videos every Friday, that trade was given on the S&P. Hit the high, came back down. There was bearish divergence, right? And we slumped. So I drew my squiggly lines and said, hey, well, it's likely we're going to come back down. Let's look at our 3-day chart. And the 3-day wants to come back to the 21-day, make a bit of a flag. So I went to my 3-day. We looked at the 3-day on the NASDAQ and on the S&P. Looks like we're going to pull back on the 3-day chart. All right. Good morning, OMAC. Shout out. Yo, I keep forgetting to call you, man. I get that busy, bro. Yo, my life is insane, Leland. I'm very sorry. The only way to really get a hold of me is to contact my wife. Otherwise, I just will. She really does all my contacting for me, man. I barely use my phone anymore. Nuts movement today. You're funny. Nuts. That's an old coin from back in the day. So we're looking for the S&P to slightly pull back, but it might even do something like this. They're printing money up the wazoo, everybody. We'll just give it, you know, it looks like 9 or 6 days of sideways price action, and then we're back on, right? September 11th, something like that. They start to print because they have to. This is what they do. Every election season, they print money. It goes hand in hand. M2, M1 money supply coming on in there. You take a look at the NASDAQ, likely the same scenario, see? 3-day to the 21 might slip it a little bit, bounce off the 50, continue for the move. But we don't know. It might even be an uptrend. Looking pretty interestingly bullish. The way they're printing money, we'll probably just get a bounce. All right. Let's take a look at the native token WXT. All right. But that's a WireX token, isn't it? Yeah, I don't see it yet out there. And WEEX got to connect to TradingView, get their charts out there. All that's got to happen soon, but it will. All in good time. All in good time for WEEX. 66,460 for Bitcoin. All right. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at Bitcoin fresh again, just by itself with like the perpetual MEXC. Delete everything and just see if I see something different. I always try to come at it from a new perspective, like shake my head, change my eyes, and see if there's just something I'm missing, something I didn't see before. So right off the bat, there's a support or resistance flip here. Previous resistance is support. I've seen those hold many times in my life. There's a chance it does. We talked about this being the falling wedge that's retesting the top of the channel. Okay? To me, that's a retest. A bullish retest so far, as long as you don't fall back inside. So that's kind of where, if you fall back inside, you go to here, then you lose the 200, then you drop. And this whole thing starts to continue. And then you have a big gap in liquidity in the VRVP, and you head back down to 63,800. All right? Right now, you have clean resistance at 67,396, and so we're going to zoom on into the 15-minute, right? So I just want to reclaim what we're talking about here. And we're talking about this being a bullish retest off the top of this diagonal trend line. However, it seems like it's fallen inside, and it's almost hard to make that claim of what I'm stating here. If anything, maybe it fell back inside the pattern and it's trying to get back out again. I don't know, man. It's like there is a little bit of support or resistance there. The 15-minute could be flipping. And then we're back to this idea that the 5-minute could get back above its 200 SMA. It's almost a broadening falling wedge. Like, what else do you call that, right? A higher low in the set. Somewhat of a flag with burn. Again, can you get back? Now, is the 1 minute breaking the 200 again? Bang, and there's my signal. So we go back now, okay, to the perpetual. We flip to the 1 minute, and I build the trade yet again. Same trade again, right? And we just get back on the treadmill. I sit at my computer for hours and hours doing this over and over again. I flip to like the 15 or the 5 to look for liquidity. Just the biggest, highest points that you're going to bounce from. Pretty simple stuff. I flip back to the 1 minute. I zoom in. I see levels that we probably want to get in and out of. All right. Again, a stern rejection at the 200 MA, which is likely more downside, right? I'll be honest, the volatility on the small time frames have been crazy today. And then you got to build the trade. Yeah, we're still there, but it's 67,675 would be the bigger target. Could go the whole length of this pole, right? If you break trend. We'll keep it as such, but it's 66,388 for the stop loss. We got to get when that rips back above the 200, if it does. That's the only signal I'll take. See, I just take the same stuff over and over again. If it plays out, so be it. If it not, so be it too. It's okay. Matt, please read my chats. It's Conch at 24. All right, and let's take a look at the fan funding here on the chat. Jump on into what you people are saying. I'm building a leverage position in Bitcoin for a bigger move. I'm slightly down. However, zero sweat due to my education from Salmon Master Friend. You'll get there, and you've been there. 10 bills for my lifer guy because he's a real one. If you get a chance, let me take an alpha on Caspa. We'll take a look at Caspa for you. TA and Polka Starter. And just tipping my man, thank you so much from United States, Satoshi Love, Bison 9, and Rave Song Records. It feels good to give. Givers gain. You guys all gain for giving today. I appreciate that and your ability to give. Very, very nice of you. You didn't have to, and you did, so that's a blessing. And you all receive that awesome, high energetic, high frequency karma for giving, man. Anytime you give more than you need, God provides more than you need, in my humble opinion. It comes right back to you in a way you've never thought possible. I found that to be true over and over again, so I believe it. I live it. It's my mantra. It's my life. It's my sauce. All right. It's going to 68,888. You never know. It might go to 68,888. So we open above the candle. I take it. I usually wait for the candle to close, but I'll take it if we pop above it. Especially if we just got rejected above it one other time. It's rare I see two rejections, but it can happen. We could double top right there. All right. And then we go and see how we can ride, right? And get ready to ride the stop up to the first liquidity point. Technically a cup and handle. All right. Candle closes in 1, 3, 2, 1. So we closed above the 200. All right. So far. Can the bot hold now? All right. Last time we closed, we gave it right back up after a pump. So let's see what happens here. And I could easily lose money. Remember that. You don't win every single trade. Today's been a tougher day to trade, to be honest. It hasn't been moving as last week was banana easy, right? It was just like blah, 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 blah. This week, not so much. Look at the volatility, even on the 1 minute, it's out of control. If you get emotional at all today, you will get sniped. They might just come get me right now and take me out. Look at that. Really want to wait for the double candle to open on a volatile day, but and rejection all across the board, man. We just lost that POC. Wow, this is crazy. This is really wild price action. Ethereum looks like it wants to retest 3,000. Yeah, win or not, get this information and you're winning. Amen. I like to hear that. Shout out to Christine Morales. My loss could be your win, right? Watch me lose so you don't have to. You know, who knows? But again, putting myself out there every day has never been a bad thing. I continue to do so, and I love it. I love you all. Thank you for being here. Can't wait to see a lot of you at Bitcoin Nashville. Everyone, you've got like 2 days to still get your tickets to Bitcoin Nashville. Jump on in and witness history. Donald Trump speaking on Saturday. All right, you got Michael Saylor, R.F. Kennedy Jr., Kathy Wood, Russell Brand, Eric Snowden, and more. I'm telling you right now, it's going to be absolutely amazing. And you can still jump on in for $553 to have go to one of the greatest events in your life. It's going to be amazing. So anyway, I can only imagine what it will be like. And that's a rejection by the 200 ping. And honestly, of the 100, like the 10 or 20 times I've done that live, it's one of the first times that didn't play out, but we really didn't get a true break above it. It was like very hovering. So it was a little too high risk on the move, right? So what happens? You're going to lose trades. It's all about just bouncing back and maintaining risk. You don't get liquidated. You don't lose all your portfolio. All right. They say Elon could be there too. You never know. Maybe he will be. Why wouldn't he want to come there and jump on into the train? I'd want to. If I was Elon, I'd want to be there too. Why not? I mean, why not? All right. All right. Let's take a look at the total market cap and all of cryptocurrency and see what it's doing. Total, baby, total. All right. And then we'll get into your super chats. We got Caspa. And if you guys have another super chat you want me to go over, let me know. Let's break it down. All right. All right. So total market cap, same thing we were looking at. We did break out of the flag to the upside. 9 days of beautifulness. 12 days, really. But now we're at a resistance. Can we hold above previous resistance as support, which is 2.3 trillion? You know? Do we make a bigger right shoulder? We get another pump and a right shoulder here. Shoulder, head, right shoulder to the upside is what we are all looking for. 3-day chart's almost a little overbought. All right. This one was much more of a bigger move. These have been smaller moves. Almost showing you like, whoa. You know. Shoulder, head, right shoulder trending down. Do we see more bearishness that nobody can see? Honestly, if the bearishness comes, this channel will be the first one to really, really call it out. We'll say, hey, we lost the 8-hour 200 SMA. That's bearish. Look out for more downside. And, you know, if we lose this yellow line in the 8-hour, we will dump. We will dump. And I have to be honest, the daily does look like it's going to come to this yellow line. But you never know. You know, I'm holding out for the bulls that they could somewhat save grace. Right now, you don't want to see the 1 hour lose the 200 SMA. All right, on the total market cap. If the market cap loses the 200 SMA on total, that's no good. All right. So it's kind of a, you know, total market cap sitting in the same kind of, you know, rising wedge channel. That's, my mind almost kind of broke out already. You know, broke down already. You want to see if this flag will break out on the 4-hour time frame. You lose the 50, you bounce off $2.29 trillion. All right. XRP was the trade of the week. It looked really good. Will it maintain and continue? Fell out of the flag slightly, but did not break trend. You know, did not hit the stop loss or anything. Just kind of readjust. But there's XRP revisited, still looking pretty beautiful to me. Something's going on with XRP. It looks super bullish compared to the rest of the market. It looks like something's gonna happen, in my opinion. But you never know. But I've been talking about it, going over it, and usually when I do that, the charts are telling me something. The charts are telling me something. Let's take a look at Caspa. Got a little spike up in the last, 8 hours there to the upside. I see Caspa just getting ready to do damage. Tighter and tighter and tighter until it breaks out to 28. Now, maybe it doesn't, and it breaks back down to the 200 to 13. It could happen. But ever since I said it's going sideways, it's been doing that and consolidating nicely here for the last 10, 12 days. I see Caspa continuing. I got an alert there when it crosses that, even more likely to pump. I've got a huge bag of Caspa, and I'm loving that it's sitting at these prices where it is now. What about 17.5 cents for Caspa? We got in around a penny, so that's a 17x we're holding, and more to come our way. Sam, doesn't it look like a blood diamond on the 4-hour time frame? Maybe it does. The mobile app for WEEX doesn't have your P&L estimate before you make that trade. You have to open that trade to see what you possibly lose after you open the trade. And I wouldn't trade that way, man. You could do the math yourself, man. All right? Like, seriously, like, you can do that math yourself. Am I wrong? Maybe I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure you can. I can do the math. Choppiness for Bitcoin throughout the entire morning here. Up and down, up and down. We did get the nice drop down, though. Lost the 200, got the drop. Liquidity was met. We didn't lose the 1-hour 200. That's a key level, too.
Again, I would hesitate to offer that information as the
If we, so back to BTC, USDT on Binance. All right. Zoom out on the 3-day. It's in a big cup and handle. Yes, it is. Can you please take a look at the Ethereum? Wasn't there an Elm artist named Casper? I don't know. The mobile app for I figured out how to get the demo funds on WEEX. It's a few steps to get demo funds. Then you can go to futures and go to demo. There you go. Made $5,000 from entering on Thursday and exiting yesterday. Thank you, Sam, for the education. Mike Lee, that's amazing, dude. God bless you, brother. That's a blessing. We made massive gains. It was awesome, man. The trades went very well last week. I'm very, very happy. After Tesla earnings. That's today too, right? Yeah. And we have things coming up this week. We have, on the Forex calendar here. I remember Thursday we have unemployment claims at 8:30 in the morning. Friday we have PCE. All right, those are both going to affect the markets drastically. Prepare for those. All right, 8:30 in the morning we're going to see a crazy movement on both those days. Very, very likely, right? I need to make 20K. You said 50. Is it possible? Anything is possible. You don't need to do anything though. All you need is God's love, brother. That's truly all you truly need. All right. Yeah, so again, we're just back to the same concepts here for Bitcoin. Key support or resistance at 65,000. Can we hold? Does the daily come back and bounce? Do we make, which flag do we take? Either way, I don't see the massive pump coming for Bitcoin anytime soon. A little bit of consolidation at least for the next 5 to 7 days before we find out where our next big move is coming from. Yeah, Sam, could you please show how to put the 200 MA? I use 5 MAs, so you just go here, hit 5 MA. You would type in 5 MA. Then you would go up here, you'd hit the settings bar, and you just put in 21, 50, 80, 100, and 200. And you can change the colors the way you want. Listen, Bitcoin on TradingView, EMA, 200 did not break the 200 EMA for your entry point. I don't use the EMA, my man. Thank you. Sam, could you please show how to put the 200 MA? Yes, thank you. Yeah. Hey, thanks for the trade yesterday. I made $20 with my small $400 trading portfolio. Amen. May we do it again, my friend. May we do it again. Was there a ghost named Casper? Funny. So the daily doesn't look amazing. The 8-hour could save us above its 200 SMA. We're looking to see if the 8-hour can bounce. All right. That's kind of where we stand. It's likely for the next few days we get kind of something like this. Maybe some scalps on the smaller time frames, but, you know, and if we choose the upward momentum, it's likely we pump. But we come down here, then we got to see shoulder, possible head and shoulder to the downside. Like, I'm open-minded that anything could happen, and that's what's going to keep us on point. All right. Get with the 99 group and you will learn so much. Less than 24 hours. It already paid itself. Tony, I really appreciate you saying that. In less than 24 hours, already paid for itself. Sam is a rare one. Shout out to Tony S. I love you. Thank you so much. Grayscale will dump it and others will buy it. Amen. Yeah. Wow, we got 4 more minutes till the end of the show here. And we're going to take a look at one more super chat someone asked about, right? And it was about XRP. We got that. Polka Starter. POLS. Polls. Let's take a look at polls. Wow, look at a double bottom here. About to break the 200 MA again. Making some type of flag. See this? Looks more like a bear flag to me. We went through the gap of the VRVP. Look, lost the point of control and just went through the gap to the high volume node. 1, 2 gaps. There's a gap right there too, right here. Boom, 65,900 for Bitcoin. And you know, all day they've been saying they want to take us down. All day the liquidity's been below us. All right. Let's take a look at Polka Starter. I'll duplicate this window. I want to keep up what I had there in case I want to reference it quickly. Wow, 66.5 now. We've been all on. This has been one of the most volatile Tuesdays I've ever seen. Like, price action's getting crazy. So Polka Starter, I mean, this thing is in the dumps. I don't know, man. These are all like newer coins that had like, when the metaverse was hot, people cared about them. If you believe in the project and the team, so be it. I wouldn't touch any, you know, I'd be more into like, I'd buy more Solana before I touch any of this thing. Anyway, that's me. Once it breaks the 200 SMA on the 2-day, the daily, you may have yourself a chance. But right now, I mean, you're in bear territory. About to make the lowest low you've ever made. Is that the bottom? Possibly. I don't know, though. To me, I wouldn't touch that thing with a 10-foot pole, man. That's garbage. Can you please look at WoW? No, they've been delisted from Binance. Yeah, bottom resign. No, until 2028. Pro crypto government insights. Yeah. One lifer, you're awesome. Thank you. Everybody, thank you so much for jumping on in today. I appreciate your time. I felt like we had a pretty good stream. Could have been better, could have been worse. We had a good amount of people watching. It would have been awesome if the, 1,400 concurrent viewers or everyone that was watching got those likes up to the watchers. I'd greatly appreciate it. Chat revenue was awesome. Each and every one of you really, really gave it your all. There was a lot of people in the chat. And so I felt like we really connected, and it's awesome. So that's great. Remember, join the trading group. Talking about new coins, ideas, and things that are coming our way. But I see sideways and struggling price action throughout the day. I'm going to a little more insight. It looks like if Bitcoin breaks this 200, it's going to pump, though. Right back up to the, 67,400. I wouldn't be surprised. So, but you never know. One step at a time. That's a beautiful double bottom, though, for BTC. Right? Let's just be honest. I mean, that's a, that wants to pump. Right back up yet again. The same story above the 200. It can be tough, but you do the same things over and over again. You find your way. You find your way. Find your way to give. I love that. To give. Break above that. I may take that trade if that happens, because that's just a signal that I take. Eventually, it pays me really, really well. And, the one time I don't take it is the one time I'll get paid really well. So, always a blessing to be able to watch Sam's live stream. Thank you, Rave Psalm Records. That's the nicest thing anyone's ever said to me. Wow, said it, Sammy. That would be nice. Always do the right thing. Amen. Opriem el like mi gente. Thank you. Adam and Eve in a way. Yeah, kind of is an Adam and Eve. I give that to you. We had 2 false signals in a row, though, which is rare. You know, my net is going in and out because we are traveling. But I am here smashing the like regardless. God bless you, Justin Casmore. We love you, man. Thank you so much for jumping on in and hitting that like button, man. You're a blessing, brother. Remember, if you look, you don't get above the 200. Bear City, right? There's 2 ways to trade this now. Keep the short open with the stop up here. Get ready for a long, you know. Sometimes I do both, right? I had both open at the same time, and I jump into one when I get the confirmation. But that's 1 minute trading. The daily says you go down, right? So the bigger time frame suggests that you are going to go lower. Remember, I'm not making a long. That would be a long only if confirmation happened above the 200. Then you would take the long. You don't know what's going to happen, see? By telling yourself you know nothing but the fact of your own ignorance is how you're able to make the gain. All right? That's what I do for fun, man. I already made a lot of money this cycle. I got into Bitcoin super early, 15,000, 18. I put a lot of money. You guys saw me do it. I got into Solana, 100K into Solana 109, and a bunch of other little coins. So, you know, leverage is just something I do on the side. You know what I'm saying? Bitcoin ETH need to rest to go new all time. Yeah, my chart gives 64.4. How about you guys? I don't know what that means, why your chart gives you that. Yeah. It says you're going to go down to 64.4. Maybe. Anything could happen today, honestly. We did short this, and then the short reversed. You know what I mean? Yeah. We did short, and the short ended, man, and it's been sideways ever since. And so, yeah, if you short and we get above the 200, you will get absolutely blasted. Trust me, I've seen it happen. Just watch what I do, man. I don't even know certain reasons why. I've been doing it for so long. Let my subconscious mind lead us all, because my subconscious mind's what's making decisions right now. It's not me. I'm using years of data layered on top of each other to make a probability call. That's the only thing that's keeping me ticking right now. All right. Don't say that. If you don't know Joe Biden is dead, don't say he's dead. Like, don't say that. You know what I mean? Someone said he is very ill. He may be in hospice. I don't know if that's true. I don't wish any negativity on anybody, so I hope Joe Biden's okay. All right. Bear flag below the 200 MA for sure, but it's been a crazy day, man, that anything could happen. That's what you can do is you can go to the WEEX exchange, which is kind of cool, right? And you can set up the short, right? While you're on the MEXC with the long, right? And that way, and you can like plug it all in, get it all ready. In you know, your take profit's going to be 65,891, right? Your stop's going to be 66,736, right? And then you're ready to go to pull the trigger to open the short. Now, if we flip bullish, you're ready to go take the long. We don't know what's going to happen. We know nothing but the fact of our own ignorance. 66,439. 2 false signals in a row, though. But they scare you away from the last one, and the last one goes boom. You never know, man. My life for the 1 minute. I never thought this would be my life, right? What's the name of the digital ID to be able to KYC on MEXC? It's RNS.ID. Well, I have some people say they've had a problem, so we've been using WEEX, the WEEX exchange. Very similar way to trade, very similar user interface, and you have lower fees if you hit the link. And we have a link right here inside of this pinned comment. And if you want to join my trading group, everyone, CryptoLifer.com. I shilled everybody else but myself today. But I guess I was shilling myself the whole time while you watch me trade. Like, who is this guy? What's the Crypto Lifer? Go to CryptoLifer.com to find out more. All right. I never seen shit like we've been sideways for 15 minutes. Really, this whole thing is sideways, really. Since 11:30 for a half an hour straight, just... Technically, the short is in play now because you're below the 200. All right. Wouldn't be surprised though. Right? Just can't seem to get above the 200 SMA there cleanly. We just keep getting resistance. It's just insanity. Right? We can't seem to break above it. Look at that. Nuts. This is one of the craziest, battles with the 200 I've ever seen. So there we go. I take that every time. I have to take the signal. You get it? I could lose 5 times straight. I'll take the signal over and over again. Eventually, the big payout will come, and I'll win the trade. This is feeling like a Saturday, though, or a Thursday. I don't know what's going on. Like, we're getting lack of volume. No follow-through. When we do get the volume, it's quick, but then it's kind of pulls back again. All right. There's my baby. There we go. Not a lot, though. $8. Like, come on, man. Today's been a tough day. Today has been a tough day. Oh, come on, man. And I've been covering a lot, too, Meaning just taking as quick scalps as I can to cover the price action just so I don't get beat. So there it retested the 200. A lot of times when it does that, you shouldn't go back to it. So I should be able to put my stop right there now. There we go. There we go. Now I can move to break into above. Waiting for this all freaking day. There we go. And now we can take like a 50. On a day like today, I'll just take whatever they give me, 50. If I get $100 out of this, it'll be such a blessing. Hey, you almost distracted me. I'm scalping on the 1 minute, baby. Come here, let me show you how daddy scalps scalpalinos. Look at daddy scalping for you. That happened to me once. That got in the way. That stuff got in the way. You see it? That stuff just got in the way. I would have been a higher. They just took like $20 from me because I couldn't move my stuff in there. You see? Make sure you're over here or do big screens. We've got a little bit of a move there, and it says we could continue to pump. But I don't trust the day, man. It's been so sketchy. Right? I just take what I can take. Anyway, it was a quick $40 scalp or something like that. Everybody, I love you. I appreciate you. I'm going to jump on out of here for the day. I waited for 10 minutes just to show you that one move, and we did get it. I'll see you all later today in the trading group. I'll be active, as you know I am, up until late into the night. I will take an hour to rest my eyes right now because if I stare at the screen all day, my eyes will burn out, and I've already been doing it since about 7 in the morning. So I love you. I appreciate you, and I thank you so much for jumping on in. Remember, you will. You are the best, man, and keep pushing yourself every single day. Do not stop. It's not going to be easy. I don't know how I do it every day, but I just do. I put myself in the present moment in time, and I don't think about the end of today. Like today, I don't think about what's going to happen at the end of today. All I can control is right now, the present moment. I can be pleasant to each and every one of you and positive, and that's what I can do. And the next moment will take care of each self as we continue to grow. So, and that's it, man. That's what we can, that's how we can kind of talk about it, right? So, everybody, I love you. Stay amazing. Thank you so much for your constant viewership, your support, and your love. I really, really appreciate it. May God bless everybody. And thank you so much for your most precious asset, which is your time. I'll see you tomorrow. Stay blessed.